satisfied with in today's game?
Yeah, a lot of things I thought I did well out there. For me, the one biggest thing is how I returned, how many returns I was able to put in play against a really, really good server. And obviously, I've always had close sets with him, always tough to get a lead and kind of pull away. So that second set was really encouraging for me.
Questions?
9 sets against him, and you won each one of them. And apart from that last set, every other one had been either 7-5 or 7-6. Why do you think you were able to run away with that second set today?
Yeah, I made a small adjustment on my return of serve. I thought that I did a great job mixing up my position, so he wasn't exactly sure where the ball was coming or how it was coming. For me, he has an amazing slider serve. He can open up the angles really well, and I thought I did a great job cutting off those angles today. It's not always black and white, returning well and being able to come away with the set like that. But for me, just playing with energy and being focused all the way through, which sometimes in the past I've struggled with, staying focused the whole time was big for me.
Ben, well played. Speaking of that second set and just front running in general, 10-0 this year when you won the first set. I think it's your last 17 when you won the first set. How important is it for you to kind of keep that momentum and maybe capitalize that momentum? And is it something you work on?
Yeah, for me, I feel like when I get out in front, I'm kind of like a freight train. It's tough to stop me, but at the same time, I like the feeling of comebacks. I also feel like I'm pretty solid after losing the first set and being able to win that second set no matter what happens in the third. So it's not always straightforward. Tennis is never going to be straightforward. Sometimes you're winning a lot of first sets and you're finishing it in 2, and sometimes you're fighting for your life in the third or fifth set. It's just kind of the way things go, and I think staying in a mindset where you are okay with whatever happens. When you do get down at times, you're okay with making a comeback or being patient if the guy's playing really, really well and not start pressing outside your limits. I think it's really important just how you handle those moments mentally.
Well done, Ben.
Thanks.
I would imagine you think you're playing your best tennis since Australia at this point here.
Yeah.
What is it like as you look back over the last month? Is it just sort of, it takes a little time after a big event like that to get going again? Sort of any niggles working out or just anything that has come around in your game that wasn't there early in February, perhaps, at some of the smaller events?
Yeah, for me, it's mostly mental. I'd say a little bit in Dallas. It felt pretty soon after Australia. I didn't feel like I had time to chill after getting back home. And hindsight's 2020, but I probably would have waited a little bit later to play. And I thought I played okay in Acapulco. I just didn't feel I was at my best mentally. I didn't feel like I was being as tough as I should in the big moments. I felt like I was more irritable than normal, which obviously really hot conditions that I wasn't really used to because it wasn't hot in Australia either this year. And I just wasn't where I wanted to be mentally. So I think that some weeks you have it, some weeks you don't. And for me, I'm trying to figure out how to have it more and more weeks. Obviously, in the past, I'd had some big results, and it'd be a while between my big results. And I'm just trying to be a little bit more consistent with my preparation, a little bit more consistent with the things that I can control. And the results may be there, may not be there, but I think I give myself a much better chance when I'm doing what I'm doing this week in terms of how calm I'm staying on the court, my body language, my preparation, how I am on the practice court, and I think those are all things that I knew I was going to play well this week because all those things were there.
Can I just follow up on that one second? as you take in this knowledge, do you anticipate you'll factor that into your sort of post-Grand Slam scheduling? I know there's nothing you can do after the French Open.
Right.
Kind of have to get ready on grass.
Yeah.
But, you know, next year after Australia, this year after Wimbledon, after the U.S. Open, in terms of, okay, these are things I feel like I need?
Yeah, it's tough. Everybody's different. I feel like I'm that guy who can benefit from a training block. I also feel that my second or third tournament in a swing is usually my best, probably second. And, it's tough. We have a lot of mandatory events. We got a lot of swings where it's like, okay, am I going to go home now or just keep playing? Am I going to go back from Europe again? So I don't always see the clear answer of how I build my schedule and how many events I want to play without getting fined. But yeah, I think that's something that I'll continue to learn about myself and figure out.
Last one?
Ian, knocking on the door of the top 10, is that the number one priority right at this moment? And is there any sort of time frame that you and your dad have sat down and considered as far as making that jump in there?
No, honestly, I don't look at the rankings at all. I think about the race. I think about my body of work from January 1 and where I can be at the end of the year, and that's pretty much it. I don't think about defending points. I don't think about points coming off from the year before. It's just like, okay, everybody got the same 12 months, the same tournaments to play, the same amount of work, and let's see where we are in November.
Very last one, please.
No, you good?
Your kick on this surface, I heard you talking about on the TV that you're getting just more bounce off of it than you'd expected. Is this the most bounce you get, even compared to, like, say, a sunny day in Roland Garros?
Yeah, it's tough for me. I feel like I'm hitting my kick serve one of the best I've hit it in my life right now. Maybe 2022 Cincinnati competes with it. Yeah, but for me, there's certain tournaments in the past where I just haven't been grooved with it and it hasn't come off. And even the courts that feel the most bouncy and the most lively, I just haven't been using it as much because I just haven't been getting the sideways bounce that I want. For me, I feel really confident going after the kick over and over if I can really stretch them with it. If it's just jumping up straight, guys can move back far enough and rope that forehand. But if I can send it into the side fence, then I feel a little bit more comfortable using it. And I have that spot pretty dialed in right now, so I've been able to give myself the opportunity to hit it so many times that I feel like I'm getting the most production out of it that I can.